We are only now coming to realize the full implications of what was effected by no-fault divorce some 40 years ago. It is astounding. We made one of the boldest social experiments ever undertaken in the Western world. Some people call it effectively the abolition of marriage. What effectively no-fault divorce did was it abolished marriage as a legally enforceable contract. But it did even more than that. It made the breakup of private homes no longer a voluntary process, but suddenly an involuntary process. It gave the government the power to throw people out of their homes, to separate them from their children, to confiscate everything they had. Effectively, it gave the government the power to criminalize parents in ways that the parents are powerless to avoid. There was never any debate about this when the no-fault divorce was brought in. There was no public dialogue in the media. These changes swept the country in very little time. After California passed the first law in 1969, other states quickly followed, sometimes in a matter of weeks or days. No-fault divorce bills would be passed by legislatures with no debate, no meaningful debate whatsoever. The few people that warned about the dangers of this were ignored or silenced. And 40 years later, we are now coming to see the results of this. We are seeing a massive epidemic of fatherless children. We are seeing fathers and sometimes mothers criminalized, incarcerated without trial, their constitutional rights ignored or grossly violated on a routine basis. We see social problems such as crime, delinquency, substance abuse, truancy, all of which are associated with fatherless children. And these problems are increasingly out of control. We are spending huge amounts of taxpayers' money to combat these problems, and almost no attention being given to what's causing them. It is imperative now that we have this debate that was never held 40 years ago. It is absolutely imperative that we have a full national discussion about what exactly, under what circumstances we are going to allow children to be taken away from their parents.